everybody can stay in place because the two victims, Ms. Laura Doerman and Alexis, want to be here. And at this point in time, all cameras down, all any cell phones, any still photos, anything else in the off position. You're not to record either of these two women under any circumstances, and video, audio, and Ms. Barron Allen will read.
Not just a stepdad. I am the person who I am today because of you. And no matter what anyone says, you raised me well, and you gave me an amazing life, and I will forever be grateful for the memories and time you spent with me. Ever since what you've done, my life has been something I would never wish upon any family. It is the most heartbreaking and emotional thing anyone could go through. Chad, I miss you, and I miss the boys dearly, and nothing will ever be the same again because of you. Whenever something exciting happens, I always just want to tell you, because I know you would be so proud of me. Softball to me isn't the same anymore, because that was our sport, and that was the boys' sport. You made me an amazing ball player, and whenever I play softball, there isn't one game where I don't think about you. And whenever I get a good hit or I learn a new pitch, I always wish I could tell you, because I know you would be so proud of me. And when good things like that happen, it sucks to look on the sideline and not see you be there, and for the boys not to be cheering me on like they always did. And Chad, I still work very hard on my grades, and I was on the honor roll this past year. And I know for a fact, if you were there to see it, you would be so happy for me, because my grades have always been so important to me. Another thing that has impacted me was every single holiday. Waking up on Christmas isn't the same anymore. I don't get excited. I don't even look forward to having presents because it's not the same. I don't get to wake up early and wake the boys up. I don't get to hide the elf. I don't get to do any of the fun stuff anymore because they're gone and you took their lives. And Chad, when you go to bed every single night, I want you to know that when you took those 3 boys' lives away, you took mine and you took my mom's. Chad, I don't think you understand how hard it is to wake up every day and to see my friends and people around me have siblings, and to hear them talk about what they did with their siblings that day, or how much they enjoy having a brother. Because deep down, that hurts me so badly and so emotionally, because it hurts to know I will never get to experience another day with my 3 brothers, or to make any memories anymore, because their innocent lives were taken away so quickly and horribly by their own father. Their father who they loved unconditionally and who they trusted more than anything. It is so painful to see you here and in jail for the rest of your life, because I have never thought in a million years you would do this to your own children and family. And still to this day, it doesn't feel real to me that they are gone and I will never get them back. But Chad, if I'm being honest, I don't think I will ever be able to hate you. Even in 30 years from now, I will not hate you. Because yes, you did something so horrific and traumatic to those boys. But I will forever hold on to the memories I had with you and the boys, because those are all happy memories. And those were the best times. and you gave me an amazing life, and you were the best dad I could have ever asked for. I could write to you for days, but to end this off, always remember, I will never in a million years ever forgive you for what you have done and hope you pay for your actions like you deserve. But I will never hate you. On behalf of Laura Doerman, Your Honor. On June 15th, 2023, my life was changed forever. My life was ripped away from me and destroyed. Since that day, I have spent every day grieving the loss of my 3 sweet, so very little sons. I grieve the loss of Clayton, Hunter, and Chase every single day, and I grieve the life that they did not get to live. I no longer get to raise them and watch them grow. I miss each one of them so very much. I miss their laughter, silliness, love, and joy for life. Where there used to be so much laughter, happiness, noise of rowdy little boys, there is now silence and emptiness. I would do anything to push them on the swing, cover them up one more time, and hear their little ways of saying, I love you. All of it gone when I should have had so much more life left to live with them. I ask myself how a mother is supposed to carry on a life as a mom with 1 child left here on earth and 3 gone forever. I struggle every day with the will to get up or give up. Life for me is the true pain and suffering. I will never agree to think that any form of punishment could amount to the form of torture and suffering I have to endure each day, such as seeing children and seeing siblings together as I watch Alexis be without her brothers, and seeing families together as I no longer have mine. Having to live a life where I'm visiting the same places I once was with Clayton, Hunter, and Chase all together. Traveling in the car and no longer seeing them in the rearview mirror. This also includes our family home that holds so many memories that I cannot let go of. But now it's just devastating to face. Again, so empty and quiet. I was injured that day, fighting with every ounce of my body to just make it stop. I struggle every day, knowing I was not successful in doing so. And now I have to live with this and wonder what more I could have done to save them. This tragedy has affected me mentally and physically. I replay the events of that day over and over. I get sick at the thought. Every day I have to learn how to cope and live with the trauma I now have. I have anger, frustration, and so much sadness. I had plans and dreams to watch my small boys grow up and become young men, and to always be there for them as their mom, and to be the best grandma I could be. My husband I trusted with everything made a decision that has left my life forever changed. I lost my husband and my children to this horrible crime. The law will never replace my life and give me back what I have lost. I will hold the life I had and lived so close to my heart forever. Grief will never go away, as it is all the love that is left with no place to go. And my love for Clayton, Hunter, and Chase will never go away. And I will never let them be forgotten. I quote, "When I get to where I'm going, I'll only have happy tears. Until then, I will live my days with nothing but sadness." Thank you, Judge.
Oh, thank you. Anything further on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Myers in mitigation? Mr. Haynes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Judge, just briefly, it's an agreed sentence jointly recommended. We just, with acknowledgement of the pain and the suffering and the fact that these three beautiful boys are gone, Chad would never have done that, except that he was delusional, he was in psychosis when this happened. All three psychologists basically acknowledged that. Dr. Dreyer acknowledged it. They don't agree on whether it qualifies as long enough for serious mental illness or whether he had some appreciation of the legal wrongfulness of what he did. But the fact is, he loved those boys more than anything. And he was ill. He was sick, profoundly sick at the time. There's nothing more he can say at this point except that he's sorry about that. He did it. He acknowledges that. He's taken responsibility for it. He can't bring those boys back to do anything to do it. I think he would wish that he stayed at the little clinic for a little longer than he did. I think he wished that, in hindsight, he put signs there before this happened. Tried to power through it. He wouldn't do that again. And until it was too late, he couldn't. It was out of control.
Anything further on
Sorry
behalf?
for that. No.
Mr. Doerman, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I impose sentence? No? Well, there's nothing that I can add to the most compelling statements of Alexis and Laura Doerman. Those were two of the most compelling statements I've ever heard. With that said, Mr. Doerman, as to count one, I'll impose a prison sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. No fine will be imposed. As to count two, it'll be a life prison term without the chance of parole. And count three, it'll be life in prison without the possibility of parole. These three counts and these three sentences will be served consecutively with one another. As to count 18, it'll be an 8-year minimum sentence. As to count 20, it'll be an 8-year minimum sentence. They will be served consecutively with one another for a total of 16 years as a minimum sentence. The maximum sentence would be 20 years, so the total sentence on those two are 16 to 20 years. They're served consecutively with the sentences in counts 1, 2, and 3. All aggravated circumstances have already been dismissed. The firearm specifications will be dismissed. You will forfeit the firearm that was used in this case. It will be forfeited to the sheriff's office for destruction, and it must be destroyed. There is no appeal for this sentence, so you will serve the rest of your life in prison. I will order judgment for court costs. You have been held in the county jail since June 15th, so there's 415 days that you've served in jail up to this point in time. That will be credited towards the life without parole. There's no restitution and no fines will be imposed. Anything further on behalf of the state, Mr. Colby?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Myers, Mr. Haynes, anything further?
No, thank you, sir.
Covered everything satisfactorily?
I believe so.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
He'll be committed to the sheriff. Bond obviously will be revoked, subject, well, there was no bond anyway, but be committed to the county jail for conveyance to the state penal system.